Hello guys, thanks so much for watching. We're doing a baby favorites, baby recommendations, baby review video. I don't know what I'm going to call this, but basically I'm talking about everything we have been absolutely loving since Forrest has been born. If you are new to my channel, I am the mom to an almost 6-month-old. Forrest is 5 months, 3 weeks, and a couple days. So he will be at 6 months in, I think, 4 days, 5 days. And I can't even believe it, you guys. I get so many requests to review baby products, to talk about products you see in my videos, and that's what we're doing today. I'm going to incorporate tons of photos and videos that we've taken in everyday regular life in this video, so you can actually like see the products in action. And I'm the kind of person that reads tons of reviews. I love watching videos like this to see what other people think, make sure things are worth my money if I'm considering buying them, all of that. So everything I talk about, I'm going to link below for you. I hope you enjoy this. I hope you find it helpful. Hit the like button if you do. Please consider subscribing if you're new here. I would love to have you, and let's get started. The first product I have to get out of the way is this new. I get emails, DMs, comments almost every single day asking me, do you still like it? Do you still recommend it? Yes, you guys, I think this new is incredible. We're only a few days away from Forrest not sleeping in it anymore, which is the weirdest thing. I can't believe he won't be in that thing anymore. I think he's going to be so confused. But anyways, you can rent it, you can buy it, and it is a pricey item. So I'm not going to tell you that you need it. That was a question when I did a newborn essentials. Why didn't I talk about it? A lot of people asked me that, and simply because I'm not going to tell you that you need a luxury baby item. You definitely don't. We did buy some like expensive things, and the way that I was able to justify that is they will be reused when we have another baby someday. So that was like for our personal perspective. With higher end things, they're not only going to be used one time. Now, there were questions asking me if you should rent it, if you should buy it. If you're only having one baby, if you're on your last baby, I would probably say rent it. If you're planning on having another, I would say buy it, because then you would be spending even more money renting it twice than buying it once. And the resale value actually is pretty high on this new. So I was seeing people selling them for around like $600. So the resale value, at least for now, is there. And I highly recommend watching it for like several months, because it's on sale all the time. It's on sale for 30% off and 35% off all the time, and then a few times a year it's 40% off. So wait for a 40% off sale if you can, and you are saving a crazy amount of money. We used it obviously every single night. The safety alone in this thing is crazy. It is one of the safest things that your baby could sleep in. It comes with swaddles, so I did buy an extra swaddle of every size. So I mean, it is an investment, but it's used every single day. And the swaddles, the medium and the large, their arms can be out. So, I mean, there's so many like perks to this thing. Yes, I love it. Yes, I still recommend it. The next item is the car seat that we went with. I don't know if I've talked about this in one of these sit down videos. I don't think so, but I still love this car seat. Again, we've used it for almost 6 months, and it is the Nuna Pippa. So I have the regular Nuna Pippa, not the light version. If you're like searching these right now, it's LITE for light, and the light version is almost 2 pounds less. It also has to be used with the base, and it is, I think, $100 more. So I was like, okay, for 2 pounds, I'm not going to spend $100. Plus, I really like that with the regular version, you don't have to use the base. We always have, but if you're traveling, if you don't want to buy a second base for your car and your husband's car, your boyfriend, your family member, whatever the situation is, you don't have to do that. So I think that is one of the best options to go with. I researched tons of car seats. I also like the one that I have. There isn't like a lot of chemicals on the fabrics in it. And I will say that it does come with shoulder pads. And what everyone always says, what's recommended as far as like safety guidelines is standards is that aftermarket products for car seats are not recommended. So like the pillow things that you see go around their heads, shoulder strap add-ons, the things that like hang and entertain them, all of that stuff's not recommended. There are shoulder pads that come with this car seat, so since it came with it, I thought it was, you know, safe and fine. and our hospital said that we shouldn't use them. So I just wanted to throw that in. But the Nuna Pippa car seats, there are so many options for colors. We have like a beige canopy and brown leather, and it is so stylish and so safe. I love it. Swings are another item I see a lot of questions about in my comments, emails, all of that. And the swing that we have, I'm looking at it over here, is the Mamaroo. So that's the only one I've ever had. It's the only one I can give you my opinion on, and we do really like it. There was a phase where Forrest was not about it. It only lasted around 2 or 3 weeks. And aside from that like weird stint, he really likes it. He sits in it every morning. I will say he is way more okay with it in like the beginning of the day, and then as the day goes by, he's a little less like okay sitting in it and gets annoyed faster. And it is amazing quality. There's like 5 or 6 different settings on it. There is white noise. It's not that loud. The only thing I will say, well, there's 2 things. The cord isn't super long, but I don't think any of them are. And the mobile that spins above his head, we took that off. It's really cheap, honestly. Like the swing itself and all of the base, how it moves, is very nice. And then the mobile is not that good of quality, and it came off very easy. I was turning it, at first he didn't really like it when he was just born. He got very overwhelmed by like the contrast of the 3 eggs on it. And one side is black and white, which is obviously really good for newborns. As almost all of you know, they only see in black and white in the beginning. And then the other side of the 3 eggs have a color on them. You have to spin it on your own. I know some on other swings will spin on their own. It's like part of the battery thing in there. So that's kind of weird about it, but I did take it off because there was a day where I was turning it over to the side so he didn't have to look at it. And it like snapped out so easily, it almost hit him in the head. So yes, I like it. I do recommend it, but I do want to also say what I just said so you know like that part isn't great. I'm happy that we have it. We've never had a problem with it, and we literally use it every day. So from birth, it's great. For right now, it's great. The seat can also go like, it can sit up fairly well, and then it can go way back and almost be laying down. So it is good for a newborn, and it's good for a 6-month-old baby too. I also wanted to mention our changing station down here in the living room. So we don't have like a table down here. We use a mat, it's padded. I found this, I think at a Marshall's. If I can find it somewhere out on the internet, I will, but also just keep an eye out if you're shopping at Target, Walmart, wherever you shop in person. You will find something like this, and I think this is a great alternative to a changing station. So we have like a basket, a caddy with our diapers, wipes, all of that in it, and then we have this mat. And it has worked out so well for us. I really, really like this as opposed to a table. I think it's easier. We can bring this downstairs when Forrest is down there with his dad like he is right now. We have it on the rug in the living room. We pull it all around wherever we're going to be hanging out. If you had a real table, you wouldn't be able to bring it up and down the stairs and all around. So a different option for you, and something that we like so much, I wanted to throw it in. The Jolly Jumper I had to mention too. This is the cutest thing ever. When he's in it, I almost always share it on Instagram because it's so funny seeing them bop around in it. I am not sure what the age recommendation is, so be sure to like find that for yourself and do your own research about everything I'm sharing. But he probably started using it around like 4.5 months. He's always had really good head control from a very early age. Even his doctor said that. So of course your baby has to be able to hold up their own head so they can use this, but he will sit in it for 20 minutes. I mean, a while. He does not like to get out of it once he's in it, and he just stares at us and jumps, and until his heart's content. So there are a few versions. I know there's ones that can go on a door frame. We got one that is a standalone version, so we could use it wherever we were, and also it did seem a little bit safer, at least to us. So a Jolly Jumper, if you are a grandparent watching this, for ideas like for your kid to buy them a gift, or your friends, whoever, I think a Jolly Jumper is just the cutest thing ever, and I feel like every baby would love it. I'm taking a filming break to hang out with this guy while his dad takes a phone call. That's you! Who's that baby up there? So if you guys are new to my channel, this is Forrest. Are you a big guy now? Are you a 6-month-old? Are you half a year? We have to post your half a year photos. We got an outfit for him with a little hat. And we're gonna take some pictures. Okay? So I'm gonna hang out with this little guy and I'll be back here in a while, but right now for you. And Forrest is sleeping now, I have him on my phone. The last thing I know I was mentioning is the activity center that we have. So it's Baby Einstein brand from Target. We have a lot of Baby Einstein stuff. I really like that brand, or like that whole line of products. And so with this activity center, the seat will move. So if your baby gets bored of one item, you can spin to the next, spin to the next, spin to the next. He is in and out of that thing literally all day. There also are adjusters for the height of it, so as your baby grows you can adjust it. I know a lot of people tend to get the activity center options and toys in general that are very neutral so that it goes with their home decor, but I feel like if I was a baby I would want all of the fun colors, so that's why we get him all the fun color stuff. So yeah, the Baby Einstein brand from Target, I will link this activity center, but the next time that you're there in person, check out all of that stuff. There's so many options. We are on to wraps, baby carriers, all of those items. If you are only going to get one, which I don't blame you because they're all pretty expensive, the one that I recommend is Ergo Baby. And we didn't even start really using this kind of thing until Forrest was around like 5 months old. I did use the Solly baby wraps in the very beginning, only a couple times. First of all, when you are starting to use wraps and carriers, do it when your baby's not mad. I don't know why we always had it as like a last resort, and he was not about to go inside of one of those things when he was already mad. So do it when your baby's in a good mood so they get used to it and like understand what it is. And we were always so like afraid when he was really little because it's so hard to tell that they're breathing when they're like itty bitty and they're not even taking in that much oxygen in the first place. Now that he is almost 6 months, when I'm wearing him I can like feel it. But the thing with wraps is, and there are some people that are hardcore love wraps, I like them in theory, but in practicality, they're really not super practical because they're super long so that you can like wrap it all over. So if you're doing it outside of the car, for example, you are so concerned about it hitting the ground, at least I was, and I had to have Chad help me. And of course you're starting from like scratch every single time, having to like rewrap it, whereas an Ergo Baby carrier, it is super easy to adjust, and then once you adjust it, it stays there, and all you do is there's like a clip under your arm, your back, and your waist. And once you've done it a couple times, it really is like second nature, and you know to start like here and then there and then there and then there, and it's on, it's off, it's so easy. But yeah, for me, I really think if you're just getting one, get an Ergo Baby. There's an insert for newborns. He doesn't have an insert anymore. And sometimes we do naps in a carrier because it's just easy. We use it for family walks. Forrest, at least at the age that he is right now, will last way longer in a carrier than he will in a stroller. So at the grocery store, I will wear him in a carrier, and it has so many pockets on it. By the way, there are like a million different options and variations from Ergo Baby. There's like different styles and colors. I think we have the original one. So if you're getting one, I really think Ergo Baby. I also have a Wild Bird sling, which honestly I never used, and I don't know, I'm just a worrier, and I love that the Ergo Baby is like extremely secure. It is not the cutest one. I think the Wild Bird slings are the cutest. I have like a rose gold ring on it, and it's almost like an off-white color. It's like very stylish, but practicality, function, all of that, something that I can wear, that my husband can wear, that's not too feminine, the Ergo Baby. And then I wanted to mention sleep suits, because sleep is important for you, for your baby, for everybody's sanity in your household. And we struggled with this, we still are. I talk about it too much. Some of you are like, thank you for talking about sleep so much because I'm struggling, and some of you are like, enough already. So the sleep suits that we use are two different ones. We use the Merlin sleep suit, the Merlin's Magic sleep suit. We have two of them, a blue one and a yellow one. I don't know why they're two different fabrics, but they are. The yellow one has not shrunk nearly as much as the blue one. I never really follow directions, like the care instructions on how to wash things. I just throw everything in together and hope for the best. So I have shrunk them a little bit. We use the large ones. I think that's 6 to 9 months. And I do think they run like a little small, probably because they do shrink a little bit. So keep that in mind. I would recommend getting a large if your baby is even like 4 months old, so you have at least like have your money's worth. I think they're $39. So force sleeps in one of those sleep suits almost every single time that he goes down. He's about to transition to his crib, and we have been using the nested bean swaddles as well, or sleep sacks, and those are arms free. So what I really like about the Merlin's Magic sleep suit is it helps with the startle reflex. Babies have a startle reflex that is extreme in the beginning and it starts to wear off. I think by 6 months is when it's not an issue anymore. So for example, when we are like rocking him to sleep and we're setting him down, his startle will wake him up. And with the sleep suit, it doesn't wake him up. He's getting way better about it now, but like the initial few weeks of transition out of the swaddle, almost every single time we put him down, he would wake up, and then you start all over, and it is a lot. It's stressful. So I highly recommend the Merlin's Magic sleep suit once your baby is out of the swaddle, and then once they start to roll over, like as soon as he can roll over now, it's a very new thing within like the last week and a half, but as soon as we put him in his crib, I don't want him in the sleep suit anymore. I want to put him in a nested bean sleep sack, because if he does roll over, he will be able to roll back again. I really don't think that he could even roll over in the sleep suit. It's so like stiff, but just in case, I think it's safer to have him in a nested bean sleep sack, and they have a weight right here, so it's almost like your hand, like the weight of your hand is on your baby, and there's like thousands of reviews on both of these. They both are highly recommended and very popular. You can buy them almost anywhere on Amazon, probably at Target. Sleep suits, sleep sacks, you're gonna need something, and those two are my absolute favorite. Should have mentioned our stroller sooner too. We get so many questions about this one. We have a Bugaboo donkey, and it is a pricier item. So I always wanted one. Like seriously, 5 years ago, I wanted this stroller. I knew one day that was the stroller that I wanted really, really bad. And I'm all about functionality. So I really, really like that with this stroller, there is a luggage basket on the side. If you only have one child on it, there's a space for a side luggage basket. So there's an insane amount of like storage and stuff you can bring with you. You can put your diaper bag there. You can throw whatever you need in there, and then there is storage underneath. Or if you have a second child, you pull it open farther, and then you can put a bassinet or a seat, whatever stage your second baby's at, on there, and it does fit through a standard size door. It doesn't look like it does because it looks so much wider than it truly is, but any regular standard size door, your front door, your bedroom door, it will fit through with 2 kids on it. It is the craziest. It seriously, looking at it, does not look like that's gonna happen, but it really does. I've looked up the measurements, I've done it myself, and I wanted to make sure I was investing in a stroller where I could put a second child on it, because I didn't want to start from scratch. And I mean, it wouldn't be a waste, but you know, throw away the money that I spent on something to have to get something different. So I really like that we just have to buy a second seat, and everything else we already have from the first baby. There are tons of strollers where you can put a kid like front to back, and one on top and on the bottom, but all of those look super tight and cramped to me. I really wanted a stroller where they were side by side. That way there's no fighting about who's looking out. There's no smacking each other in the back, you know, like you see some kids front to back, and whoever is in the back is like pulling the hair of the kid in the front kind of thing. Won't have to deal with that. So highly recommended. It is pricey. If you are on a budget, I really think that I think it's called City Mini. I've heard so many really, really good things about the City strollers. Those are almost City Select. Those are almost always on sale. I've seen them for very affordable prices. Also, if you are looking at like the higher end strollers, right before a new one comes out, say like the 2019 one's coming out, and they have a bunch of the 2018s in stock kind of thing, they are significantly marked down. So follow the stroller brand of whatever you have your eye on, and just wait for the announcement of the new one coming out, and then wait for a few weeks before that, and suddenly it's on like a really good sale. I've seen that happen a lot, so keep that in mind too. Subscription boxes, if you're looking into any of those, there are so many different subscription boxes these days for anything. I think the KiwiCo box is great. They send it to you every few months. It's educational. It's based on where your baby is developmentally for their age, and I just really, really like that box. There's so much that comes in it. There's a booklet that comes with it with songs and where your baby should be, and things to look out for. There are songs that I have learned from that book to sing to Forrest. I really like, the first one has like a bunch of different flashcards. I would show them to him every day. He never got sick of it because of course he doesn't remember what we did yesterday. So if you're looking at any boxes, that's the only one I've ever tried, but I do really like it and I do think it's worth the price. There's just a few more things I wanted to mention here. I'm trying to make sure I'm not talking about things I talked about in the newborn video. I'm going to link that below. It's a newborn essentials. I think I was 4 weeks postpartum in that video and I look rough. Like I look like I have a 4-week-old baby in that video. So if you are about to have a baby, I will link that one below too. But I did want to mention the Lumi by Pampers system. I worked with them a while ago. I'm not anymore, I'm not for this video or anything, but I just think it's the greatest system. It tracks their sleeping, their eating, and their diapers, and it's a sensor that goes on their diaper. There's a camera that comes with it so you can see in their room, and the quality on the camera is really good. Everything about this system I just think is so great. You can have the diapers straight to your house. They will be at your doorstep. You can do it automatically. You can go on the website and order them. I love this system. The peace of mind, again, how many diapers your baby has in the beginning is like super important to make sure everything's working okay and they're gaining weight and all of that. And there are so many charts that are on the app that you can look at over time to like show how things are progressing. So I highly recommend that system if you're having a baby. If you know somebody that is, I think that's really great. Anything else in your hatch baby? That's the last thing I'm going to talk about, and then I will let you get on with your day. So in the newborn video, I said that you don't need an expensive white noise machine, which of course you don't. I talk about a free app in that video and an Amazon find. It's like a $10 one with batteries. But once we turned the snoo off, which we did about a week ago, and Forrest didn't even care, so it rocks them all night, and I turned it off because he won't be in it in a week or a few days, so I wanted him to get used to being still at night. The Hatch Baby sound machine was highly recommended by so many of you. I think it's around $60, so it is a little bit expensive, but you can use it for several years because once he gets older, like a toddler, you can set it to turn a color at a certain time, so then you can tell them, okay, you stay in your bed until this is blue or until it's red, whatever, and then they know they can get out of bed. So there's like a bunch of different things you can use it for. There's so many different sounds. We just use the white noise. You can set it on a timer to turn on and off at certain times. You can touch it with your finger to turn it on and off. You can turn it on and off on the app. I think it's great. I probably should have bought this from the beginning, then I would get even more use out of it. But again, I know we're gonna use it for a few years, so it is a little bit pricey, but for all of the features, I recommend it. And that's all for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope that I was able to help you and recommend some stuff that you are going to get a lot of use out of. That's going to make your life easier. I hope you enjoyed all of like the pictures and videos throughout the video of Forrest being way too cute. Everything is linked below. If you have any products you want to recommend to new moms, anything that made your life easier, please comment it down below. I'm gonna look at that. I will probably get some things that you guys talk about. I know other people will too. Hit the like button if you found this video helpful. Please subscribe if you're new here, and I will see you right here in a few days in a brand new video. Bye.